All right. Yeah.
Hey! Happy
What up?
Friday. Happy Friday. What it do? What it do, boo boo? And
Turn it down a
salute.
little
I
bit.
don't know how many of you guys have seen the new Blue Couch interview over there at Real Life, but salute to those who have. I've been seeing some of your comments coming through. What's going on, Mel? Hey, never. I think I saw you in the chat over there while they was it. I
She's
don't know.
always in there repping for you.
No, I'm just saying, like, and salute to the Jaganators, who be over there, um, windmilling and swinging. It's a shame they don't got wrenches, because some of those wrenches would be like kind of necessary. Like it was it me or was it like overtime, overload?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it was like I'm just like, are you? Is it just me, or did someone forget to call pest control?
Yeah, it's a
Like there was,
lot of farming.
those trolls was up in there like Nutri-Rat going wild in northwestern Florida. Like it was just, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. For me, I think that we've kind of gotten used to it, but at this point in time, I think it's fair to say that there's absolutely no doubt that TG person is a complete cyber terrorist at this point, because it's gotten to the point now where, oh yeah, I had stopped by. I didn't know that the gene had the cancer. I didn't know he had that. Didn't know he had that. So, prayers to him. Yeah, salute. I don't think a lot of people knew that it was premiering. I think it caught a lot of people off guard. Because I'm noticing a lot more people seem to be saying, yeah, I saw it today. I saw it today. And hey Tay. Oh, you loved it? Oh, that's what's up. I'm not sure how people feel about me doing the real life interviews anymore. Oh, you was doing a lot of reporting. Oh, never. They was just what I was on fire. I was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I don't know anymore. Like I don't know anymore. Grumpy Knuckles is in the building. Salute. All my love to you, sis. I hear you. I hear you. And as always, thank you. Thank you for coming through.
I gotta ask Grumpy Knuckles, did he know my folks? Did he know Nardo? Rest in peace, Nardo. If he know, then he know. Then he needs to get at me. But yeah.
Oh my goodness, it was just crazy. Like it was crazy. Thank you. Appreciate you for acknowledging. You want to know what's funny? Like I've been seeing these weird comments, people talking about, you need to get offline and go get a job and whoopty whoopty woo and yada yada yada. But it's just, I don't know. How do I say this without sounding like frustrated? I'm just gonna say it plain.
Mm-hmm.
There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of content creators with monetized channels. They've had channels that have been monetized for years. Like for instance, there was this guy in there. What was the name of it? LS Hip Hop or something. And he was being a bit of a troll. He was being a bit of a weirdo. But as I started calling him out on certain things, he actually had the audacity to say, I really don't care either way. This is content for me. This is content for me. So you weren't in there as a supporter. You weren't in there as a supporter of either of the platforms. You weren't in there because you were interested in the subject matter. You were in there for content.
That's what's up.
Like, so basically, you were in there to jack content to use on your channel so that you could get some money while you're criticizing and critiquing the person who you're jacking to make the money with. And I'm starting to realize, like, a lot of people got so used to just being able to abuse my likeness and abuse my name to make their money that they actually don't even think that I have a right to create content using my own likeness, using my own name on my own channel. What's the problem?
Parasites.
You know, and then there's this other one who unfortunately has like lightweight, low-key, my initials, this JW person. It's just running wild all over the place. Welcome to the family, Grumpy. But it's like, salute London. No, but seriously, it's just like, it's strange. It's odd. And I think that's part of the problem, Lovely. I think they hate the fact that people do love me. And what I'm realizing is, you know, for those who are, you know, heavy Satan worshipers, and that's what I'm just going to call them. All of these people who are worshiping all of these celebrities and praising all of these celebrities or whatever the case may be. Let's just keep it a buck. Like, y'all praise and worship these weirdos, and it's wild because, like, I don't know how many like channels that I've gone through. Oh yeah, the Rebecca person was absolutely insane too. Came in talking all kinds of crazy stuff. Apparently, I run around. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's so weird, and it's weird for me as a person, you know, to have people. Actually, you know what? Let me cam up for a second. It's weird for me as a person to like listen to people who I know I don't know and who I know don't know me talk about me and sit there emphatically lying about me in the comments. Like, I don't think anybody realizes how odd and strange that is. Like, you're sitting there, you know your life, you know who you are, and you have tons of just like weirdos running around just lying on you, mind you, the entire time calling you a liar, trying to convince everyone that you're a liar while they're lying on you. And I really want people to understand that, which is why, like, at one point in time, I put in the comments, for anyone who's saying that I'm jealous, that I'm broke, that I'm this, that I'm that I'm ugly, that, you know, whatever. No one believes you. But go off. Hold on, wait a second. I'm trying to say. Oh, salute to you. Salute to you. And I'm glad people are getting the notifications. That's awesome as well. A lot of times people don't. So I'm going to consider it. Yay, a blessing. Um, and it's just wild to me because like people really, really, really sit around lying on me, making up stories about me, following me, harassing me, chasing me, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, I don't know. Do you remember the first time they lied on you, Wolf? You
Oh,
remember
me?
that?
Talking about
Yeah,
me?
the first time you like you went online and then they just was like making up like crazy lies about you. Like I think I remember the
I
first
don't.
time it happened back in 2024 and I looked at your face and you was just like,
Which what are you talking about?
Which one?
when they started, trying to air out your personal business or whatever, and they were saying all kinds of crazy things and started, just putting stuff on you.
Hmm.
I don't remember specifically, but it was hilarious to me. I'm laughing. I'm laughing. That But I know you've gotten it 10 times worse.
Oh, absolutely. Like I heard that there was somebody that was lying on me on Instagram the other day, making up old
Mhm.
stories from someone. Like it. This is all that I can say. When you've been sued for $4 million and now you're sitting online begging your support base to give you money to help pay for the lie that you told, how crazy is it for you to get on social media and tell the same kind of lie using another not reputable person to do it all over again? Like that's how I know Trash Your Trans Rena is mentally ill. She's mentally ill. She didn't do it here on YouTube though. I think she knows better than that. She did it over, I think, what was it, on IG? And I don't know. I guess she was they were trying to get my attention. But I'm not paying that shit any mind. What I will say is this. If anybody here is over on Instagram, please report it for cyber terrorism, for harassment and bullying. And I'm not asking too many people to turn into the Gestapo or I'm not trying to be like other content creators and weaponize my support base here and turn you guys into a bunch of cyber terrorists and having you call in state agencies and having you call the police and all of that stuff. I'm not trying to do that. But I think as a community, if we care about what's happening on these streets, when we see terrorism, when we see harassment, we should just at least, if nothing else, report it. The content creator Trevor Green needs to be reported at this point in time. I have that person blocked. So when I'm over at Real Life, I don't see their comments. What I did see, though, was all of the people that were going back and forth with this person who was relentless. And that's kind of crazy. And that's kind of wild. So
And they're in there to just dissipate the energy because like everyone in the comment section here can attest to, you were on fire. Because when I was listening to it, that's what I said. I said, yeah, you're on fire with this one. You're gonna hit the right people are gonna resonate with what you're saying. But when you got someone in the comment section that's distracting and saying certain things that ain't got nothing to do with what's being said on the screen, what you're doing, that's all it is. It was just distraction to get people away from concentrating on what you're saying. Because everything that you were saying, you were on point. You were hitting you're hitting the right target. So they were just in there trying to do their job. But I think everybody can agree that your interview over there, man, on fire. And the interview, the GQ interview, it speaks for itself. In all honesty, everybody can see, in my opinion, that Emperor has no clothes.
You want to know what I found very funny though? The Emperor definitely is out in the streets in his drawers, with a cheering section that's telling him that everything is all good and Gucci, and it's not. The thing that really wigs me out though is just the cult nature of it all. Like, it's so funny. Like, there have been people that have been trying to convince everyone that grazie, thank you, convince people that we're a cult. Like, there's still people that used to sit with us that are still saying, oh my god, I was in a cult. I was in a cult. Oh, and it's so funny because they don't see themselves as being in a cult. Like, because when it gets to the point where you're involved in a strange community of people that are supposed to be strangers that have never met each other, don't know anything about each other, and all of you are giving the same kind of lies, all of you, are giving like repeating the same lie over and over and over again, and telling the same tragedy story. And when I was with Jag, up until I was with Jag, and now I came over here today because I thought that we were just going to be hating on Jag today. I had no idea. Like, see, that's a cult.
Yeah, all day.
That's a cult.
It's at minimum, it's hive mind.
At minimum.
Yeah, but a hive mind is how cults operate.
Yeah, that's why I said at minimum. At least
we identify it as hive-minded mentality. We're hating on an individual. What's the objective?
Nope. Still saying the same. Still talking the same bird crap.
That's like a person who's been in a relationship, been out of a relationship with someone for years, and still goes in on that. Move on, please.
But it's just funny to me because, bingo, it's just funny to me because if you don't think that these people who are fans of the Carters, and these people who are fans of Diddy, and these people who are fans of these celebrities, if they're not in a cult, then I don't know what it is. They can hear all of the terrible things that these people do. They can see all of the terrible things that these people do. Like, I'm sorry, in my opinion, people like Nicki Minaj, people like Cardi B, these are not people to be praised. They're not. They shouldn't be emulated, and they shouldn't be followed, in my opinion, with the kind of stuff that they got going on. And it's insane because they'll literally sit there, they'll go and stalk, harass people. They'll like, wishing harm, wishing death, wishing, threatening to dig up people's loved ones and mutilate all over their remains. Like, I'll never forget the first time the Barbs came after me and said that they were going to dig Giovanni up and piss all over him in his grave. And I said to them, well, good luck with that, because he was cremated. But have fun digging up in that yard. And I laughed.
The objective for them was to just get you enraged for when they're saying something like that. It's like, you guys.
It's just insane. So all I can say to you guys is, wait a minute. Somebody said, yeah, they're married. You didn't know that? Yeah, OG Juan and Desiree, they're married. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to hit people right away. But the truth is the way that I did my commentary in this interview, it was like a lot of stuff you might not catch. But if you rewind it or if you play it back or give it a second, it's going to layer up. And I'm glad I did it that way, especially considering like today's topic, because today's topic, well, we have a couple of topics to talk about, but what we really want to get to, salute Grumpy. Grumpy be in here. Grumpy in here. So yeah, it's I know I can't wait for the trial either. I can't wait for Demore's trial either. And actually, you know what? Before we get started, how do you want to start? Do you want to go with the least pressing stuff first, or
Nah.
we gonna do loose snap, or we gonna do the important things and hit the highlights later?
Go right into the fallout, because it'll all tie in. The fallout from the GQ interview, because I think people need to analyze and realize what's really going on with that. And then maybe we can step into the Rihanna thing, because that's connected, and then the Ariel situation, because that's connected.
It's
that's what I suggest, but we can't just start light and then go there. It's up to you. We can work our way to that.
How about this? How about we start with the Shock Ya article?
Let's go. Let's do it.
You want to pull that
I got
up
it. Hold on.
and start getting us into
I got
that?
it. Okay. Yep, right here.
Awesome. I do have one thing though before we get started. There's one thing that I want to say to all of the trolls who I'm sure are in the bushes watching right now. If you didn't know, this is my simple response to all of you.
So they didn't stay in the seat left. Come on, Rob. Go, Rob.
You can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again. Try again, again and again. Losers. Like, man, you keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Ooh, like a little Richard on it. Oh my goodness.
Good place to start.
So here we go. The Shock Ya article. Now, before we get started, should we talk a little bit about like our interaction with Alki?
I mean, sure, let's go.
So the first time we spoke to Alki was
2024.
All of 2024.
Yeah,
it was like right after Diddy got arrested.
Yeah.
And man, that was a really interesting time because a lot of people just were coming at us, like getting thrown our way. A lot of people were like our website. As soon as that website went up, like the phones just were ringing. People were hitting up, your work line, and we got hit with everybody. Like Tammy came,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan came,
It was a barrage of characters
Alki, and these
entering.
people came, and he had like certain people that was, working with him as well.
Yeah.
So, that was wild. It was a wild time. I mean, for crying out loud, that was when who else popped up? Oh yeah, Liz Crokin. And that's crazy because I have been trying to get in touch with Liz for years.
All that was right after fall of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says, "Who is Alki?" Well,
we're getting there.
Yeah, we're gonna go there. Y'all pay attention.
So we got a phone call, and Alki called, and he was trying to set us up with Ray J. And it was like right around the time when Ray J had gotten on social media and started talking all kind of crazy, and Jaguar, you need to get at me. I got a bag for you.
Mm-hmm.
Doing all that crazy, like cursing and all of that weirdo stuff. So, okay. All right. So anyway, how about you carry on? I got a comment that I got somebody I need to take care of.
Oh wait, hold on. Am I slipping? I was about to pull up something.
No. I got them.
Okay, I didn't even see. I need to see that. Okay.
It's all right. They've been talking kind of wild, but it's cool. So, anywho's, and Alki called, and they were offering us asylum, and they thought we should get out of the country and we should come to Antigua, and they could get immunity, and he was living at the consulate. And we were like, what do I need immunity for?
Right. Almost similar to like, why is Jay-Z going to sue me? Like, it's almost that same.
Ain't nobody lying on
nobody.
Nobody's lying on anyone. So why? Huh? Oh,
it came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere
with that. And we spoke with him a couple of times, and it was so funny because he had some people that were posing like they were legal for him. Right? They were supposed to be lawyers or some kind of legal representatives or whatever the case may be. And what did they keep saying? Jag is the key. Jag is the key to everything. And and yada, yada, yada. And then they offered to help us out. And they offered to send us, some financial relief because they knew we were going through a lot and we were going to be facing a lot. And it was crazy because they could only send it in Bitcoin. And we were like, yeah, we don't do Bitcoin. If you'd like to make a donation, we would appreciate that. We were working on getting the nonprofit up and running. And we let them know that whatever donations you give, it would be put towards the nonprofit and would be used in that, capacity. And we would make sure that they would get their tax credit. And he was like, oh, no. We can only do Bitcoin. Only Bitcoin. And it's wild because, if you research and you look, when it comes to money transfer, there's a lot of people who work in who work in, on the bad side of things, and they transfer their funds through Bitcoin because Bitcoin is, for the most part, not traceable by the government.
Right.
It's pretty much like operating on a decentralized coin. So, yeah, like when he said that, I thought that was a little sketchy. Exactly. When Vlad said Jay-Z paid him in Bitcoin and he was acting like he was joking or whatever the case may be. You know? So it's kind of wild because, you know, how did it ended up going? Like we had a couple of conversations and he was going on a tirade about Gloria Allred, and then he kept telling me that I needed to look up, you know, all of his articles that he wrote here on Shakya. And it's wild because when we started researching him, come to find out he had his own little problems.
Yep. Accusations going all the way back to what, 2019?
Yeah, Diddy accusations, very Diddy-esque.
Yeah.
You know, we told him, hear what you're saying, but you working with Ray J, that's a no-go for us. Like, no way need to have any involvement with Ray J. And I told him, I was like, if it were you, I suggest you, I know who's running Ray J. I suggest you watch out. Somebody asked if I think Bitcoin is amoral to use. No, I don't think it's amoral to use. What I will say is this. People who operate in Bitcoin only, 9 times out of 10 are doing something illegal. Actually, I'll take that back. 7 out of 10 are doing something.
Yeah, they're doing something nefarious. You don't operate in a currency, and it's still fiat to a degree. And you know, because it's untraceable for the most part. It's untraceable.
But that's what's wild, because see, when I first realized how popular Bitcoin was, it was when I started realizing that's virtually all they use on the dark net. So
yeah.
And I'm not saying that I have accounts on the dark net or anything like that. I have someone who monitors it, that I am in communication with, that gives me information. But it's wild because it's funny. I talked about some of the things that I knew, that I had discovered. Salute, Philly, in the building. I had talked with, I had said a few things on the Blue Couch, but we had discussed some of the stuff with Alki, you know, in private conversation. And it's wild because some of those things, like some of those details, got thrown back at us like a month and a half later.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild. Not from Alki, supposedly, but through another way. And it's all going to tie in a bit.
Yeah.
So anywho's, Alki was supposed to be, you know, like really, really, really. And we ended up actually doing a sit down with him, and he took the video and posted it up here on YouTube. He was a very zealous character. I won't say overzealous, but zealous. He was upset. Apparently he had been thrown out of his property. Property had been taken from him, been confiscated. Like, he had a lot going on. He kept talking about the cabal. And I agreed with him. But the more we talked, I started realizing like it felt more like he was pumping us for information rather than sharing information. And he had these 2 associates that we spoke to. I think you spoke to them like 1 or 2 times without Alki present, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Yes.
And they kept trying to do this whole immunity thing, and talking about what I needed to do, and I'm the key, and yada, yada, yada. And so, anywho's, That's where our relationship, well, I won't say relationship, but our clienteling to a certain extent with Alki began. So Shakya is his publication, and it's his voice. It's where he goes to go after the bad guy and to expose things. So please take it away. This article.
I mean, yeah, if wherever else you want me to go with it, I mean, now let me just set it up because, yeah, Alki, if people don't know,
go over the details, and you can pick it up from here.
All right, so Alki David owns this website called Shakya, and the website here is what you're looking at right here, where they explain to us Ariel Mitchell has been suspended for pleading guilty to misconduct in the Sean Diddy Combs related case. This is what the article says, but when you get deeper into it, you kind of go, very interesting, very, very interesting. So here we go. Got Miss Paddington here, and
Patty girl.
I mean, you want me to just go? Do you want me to go with the cliff notes, or do you want? Well, let's see what it says here. Essentially,
okay.
March 12th, Supreme Court of Florida approved a 75-day suspension of Ariel Elise Mitchell after she pleaded guilty. After she pleaded guilty to violations covering dishonesty, fraud, deceit, and misrepresentation under the rules regulating the Florida bar. And they said this case has been building up since May of 2021. Several sources we spoke to told us that Ariel Mitchell has conflicts of interest with her clients. One attorney who asked to remain anonymous stated that Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z, paid for Mitchell's college at St. John's University in Brooklyn. Mitchell reportedly admitted to having extra relations with Carter and stated that Jay-Z found her more attractive than Beyonce, his current wife. Okay, let me stop right there. When we had the conversation,
isn't it?
Because when we had the conversation with the individuals that you spoke of earlier that were connected to the owner of this site, I independently produced a video on my website, and it spoke about the connections between Ariel Mitchell and Jay-Z. Potentially, possibly through J. Cole, that no one in the media is really paying attention to or talking about. So for those who don't know, I did this maybe September of 2024, where I found information about Ariel Mitchell.
Wasn't that early? No, it was later than that.
You said it was later?
Yeah, because September of 2024, we hadn't even come in contact with Ariel. We didn't come in contact with Ariel until like October.
No, it was.
We saw her. We saw her. Like we. I mean, of course,
we saw her October. We saw her October.
We didn't bump into her on the Pierce Morgan show late September, even though October. She was the closing person there, and she was talking about me and seemed to know all about me and all of that. And then the next time we came into contact with her, it was on the Sean Atwood show. It was just like with Big Homie CC. Like everywhere I went, she went. It was really weird.
Yeah, there we go. That, you know what? So it wasn't in September. It was actually, it had to have been sometime November, December.
Yeah.
Where I found that connection. J. Cole and Ariel Mitchell went to the same school. So that's a coincidence to where, okay, person go to the same school, that's one thing. But they were actually, J. Cole played basketball for St. John, and they were there the same years. J. Cole played basketball, and she was cheerleader. Now that could be coincidence too. They may not have known each other or whatever. We don't know. But the smoking gun was they were in some type of African type of club, some type of club, and J.
African
Cole was
Studies or something club.
African
Yeah.
Studies or something. J. Cole was the president
Mm-hmm.
of such of named club or club, and Ariel was a member, and she put that in her resume.
Sure did.
Yeah. So coincidence? I don't know. I don't know about all that. But this article is saying that Jay-Z paid for Ariel Mitchell's schooling. Sean Carter is close to Diddy, connection to the Carter's attorney, Alex Sparrow, desperately tried to hide that whole, connection between Mitchell and Carter. Alleged. This is all alleged. A separate source stated Ariel Mitchell worked closely with Sparrow, with working to protect Carter's interests by silencing witnesses and victims and engaging in massive cover-ups. She intentionally screws up her Diddy cases to make the victims look stupid and to get them dismissed. Should I go further, or do you want to comment on that?
Go on ahead. And just to be honest, just to get that out of there, because you had something to say there, Devotion. J. Cole was not only a Roc Nation artist, he was Roc Nation's first artist.
Yep.
And he is the first artist to ever receive his own label deal.
A former client
Are you still there? Because it looks like you froze or something. Uh-oh, guys. We lost Set in the West. He'll be back. Might be too much going on. So, long and short of it, just to wrap it up or to summarize it a little bit until he gets back. Ariel Mitchell, in this article written by Alki for, is it Alki David? Fingering her to be, concubine for the Jigger Man. And it's wild because I remember when my name first came up in the lawsuit, February 2025, after Mar-a-Lago, and I said, you operate like a concubine trying to make your big daddy proud. That's what I said. I said, you operating like a girl who's trying to compete for the number one spot in his life. That's what I said. I said all of these things. So I find it very interesting that they're popping up in this article now. Now I want y'all to just think about that. I want y'all to just put that in your little pipe. Don't light it yet. Just keep it in your little peace pipe. So, salute and salute. Wait a minute. We got a couple of new super chats that just came in. Hey, Lee Hop, you both are amazing. I appreciate your truth and courage to always stay true to your authentic selves. You both are freaking awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Lee Hop. Appreciate you. And wait a minute. We got another one that just came in. This is from our girl Sharon Ray, and she says, "I'm late, but I'm here, Jag. Keep spitting that fire." Oh, okay.
That's interesting. I just got.
They threw you out.
I got bumped out. Interesting.
Yeah, that happens to me.
We already know what this is, right? Anyway, where did I leave off? Where did y'all forget?
We're gonna slow cook. You was talking about the part of the interview where it said that she was concubined up and ready to do damage for the Jigger Man.
Did y'all hear this? Where I said a former client involved in a Sean Combs grand jury proceedings alleges that Ariel Mitchell attempted to seduce him in a hotel room to steal his evidence. Did y'all hear that?
No, we didn't get to that part. You was gone by then.
Oh wow, they really tripping. I was cooking. All right, here we are. Like I stated, someone alleged that Ariel Mitchell attempted to seduce him in a hotel room to steal his evidence. He states that inside the hotel room, while sitting on a bed, she asked him to remove her boots, revealing she was not wearing underwear. So it's given basic instinct, not basic instinct.
Well, maybe a little earthy kiddish. I haven't got any panties on.
So then she proceeds.
Make it clap.
Damn, that could be taken a bunch of different ways. Make it clap. Anyway, I ain't gonna go there. He says that she plugged in what he thought was a hidden camera device disguised as a wall charger. A charger, I guess, into the wall. And then another former client disclosed that Mitchell invited her to participate in a threesome. I did hear about that. I heard about that. Ariel Mitchell was also identified as being at Sean Combs' rented Dallas mansion, participating in X, D-Rugs, and rock and roll. You want me to stop?
A lot of people made it to that Diddy mansion. And that's funny because they were all there at the time I was living in Dallas. This was all right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was living in Dallas. Everybody, I didn't realize that Diddy had a mansion in Dallas.
Yeah, the Dallas freak-offs.
I knew that Curtis 50 Cent Jackson did. I didn't realize. And you want to know what's so funny? I started speaking out publicly against Diddy in 2020.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was that close to me.
I'm gonna say something to make you say as well.
I had no idea he was that close to me.
Let's put two and two together, Jag. The Dallas mansion. She was in there with Christian Combs. I think it's just been reported that his house in LA had been almost like involved in some like home invasion robbery, but we'll talk about that. But she was there with Kane McKnight, someone who ended up unalive not too long ago, right? Who's involved with the what? The Jonathan Haye situation.
He was supposed to be a witness.
Dallas County. I think you've had some issues with Dallas County. Did some research on the DAs there. And the guy is corrupt. The guy, his name is Carruthers, I believe. Corrupt as all hell. He's on the George Soros payroll, allegedly. Let's just say it like that.
Allegedly.
So we already know what type of time he's on. I wouldn't be surprised if Paddington may have, offered some of that snatch up to try to, get some things caught up. Get some things for you to get caught up in Dallas. I'm just saying. I don't know.
In Dallas,
at the time,
I know a bunch of people keep passing away from carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't know why everybody keeps acting like this is so. I don't understand how he's passing away from me. It's real simple. You give somebody a strong dose, take them out to the car, put them in the garage, close it up, turn the car on, and roll the windows down.
And yep, that's how carbon monoxide is produced. It's easy. It's easy, very easy. Did you? Well, I don't want to sidetrack, but there was a situation where.
Yes, Mr. McKnight was pharmaceuticalist, apothecary to the stars. Sure was.
Yeah. Well, let me get back to the related what we're talking about here with Miss Mitchell. So there's a new investigation of the suspicious death of Kane McKnight, and he's a key witness in the civil case against Diddy that involves Jonathan Haye. It's included with Biggie's son, Willie Mack, and some others. So they said McKnight had just revealed as a witness to the defense just days earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. And of course, Mitchell is being sued by Diddy for a $100 million defamation lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the complaint by the Florida bar. I can get into that if you want to, or you want me to go on with the article, because maybe I can do that, then go into.
Well, you take care of this article, and we'll switch it up a little bit, and I'll get into the her documents for her suspension.
Yeah. So they say in 2021, Mitchell began representing a plaintiff who's allegedly was actually assaulted by Trey Songz during a Diddy's New Year's Eve celebration in Miami. While the investigation, they said that Mitchell met with a potential witness over dinner. The witness subsequently signed a sworn declaration for Trey Songz' defense, alleging Mitchell had offered her compensation to corroborate the assault claim. Mitchell denied it. A bar complaint for the witness tampering followed. Mm-hmm. So when Trey Songz' defense counsel filed a motion for sanctions for witness tampering in February 2022, Mitchell responded within 16 minutes, emailing the court's judicial assistant to claim the matter had already been reported and investigated by the Florida bar, where no actions were taken. It had not. The investigation was still active. She then took calls from TMZ and Billboard that same day, telling reporters that she had already been cleared by the Florida bar. 1 week later, the bar sent her a written confirmation that the investigation remained open. She never retracted her statements. Mitchell also told the bar that the witness drank heavily at the dinner. The two had 3 hard tequila cocktails and was therefore an unreliable witness. Mitchell claims she herself did not drink. Then came the receipt. Subsequent hearing.
We'll get to that.
Get to what?
What happened?
Okay.
We'll get to that. So how much further we have with this article?
I'm almost at the end. There's a little bit more, but I'm almost at the end.
All right, well, go on ahead. I'm gonna just let you do it, because I'll get through everything in this hole, didn't he?
He did. A subsequent hearing, opposing counsel introduced the dinner bill into evidence. It showed exactly 2 alcohol beverages purchased, one for each woman. The witness testified she was not intoxicated. The Florida bar formal complaint found the receipts consecutively demonstrate Mitchell had made an affirmative misrepresentation to undermine the witness. The sanction motion was ultimately denied by the court in February 2025, but the judge specifically noted The ruling did not speak on behalf of the Florida bar, leaving an ethical reckoning to the Supreme Court of Florida. Now, the outcome goes, the Florida bar filed his formal complaint in July 2025. Mitchell entered a guilty plea in January 2026. The Supreme Court approved the consent judgment on March 12, 2026, a 75-day suspension, mandatory ethics school and professionalism workshop, and $3,175.25 in disciplinary costs. The underlying witness tampering allegations was dismissed. What cost Mitchell her license were the statements she made in the hours after receiving that sanctions motion. 16 minutes of panic, a day of media calls, and a lie a restaurant receipt would eventually undo. So an attorney familiar with the matter stated the discipline was tantamount to a slap on the wrist, but a good start. Another source commended Ariel Mitchell should be disbarred, and the people she really worked for should be behind bars. That's where it ends. It's a good place to end.
So we're at a very interesting place. Very interesting place. Because this is the same woman who put me in a lawsuit. Her and Sean R. Perez. In February of 2025, right after I left Mar-a-Lago receiving the Defender of Freedom Award granted to me by 4-star General Michael Flynn. A week after that, I was put in a lawsuit listing me as a Diddy employee, saying that it was my suggestion that he and his cohorts essay a woman with a remote control. They created all kinds of details, a mother and son, Jane and John Doe, which I allegedly packed in a car in Las Vegas, drove them to Northern California, said that I did this against their will with another woman that I never met. And all of this happened. What was the date? What was it? Was it March 23rd?
March 23rd,
Or March 27th? March 23rd.
March 23rd, I believe, 2018.
2018. Now, with this kind of background, you would think that she would be a little bit more careful with making big mistakes.
Correct.
Because let's be clear about this. What she's being suspended for 75 days right now, which just began her 75-day suspension. This is all stemming from her case that she tried to swear out against Trey Songz for something that was supposedly happened at a New Year's Eve party in Miami, where I know Trey Songz spent a lot of time, and he spent a lot of time at Diddy's, because like I told you, one of my little LGBT babies was banging him. He was in a gay affair with one of my guys.
Whoa.
And I knew he wasn't, I knew he was messing with Diddy, because he would always drive one of Diddy's sports cars to come pick my guy up and then let my guy ride it around for the weekend, and they would be laid up.
Jag.
I used to go over there and cook food, and he loved my collard greens. What? And the way I made
this makes sense. It's all connected. Now I see why he made that song called Bottoms Up. Okay, go ahead. That's all I wanted to say.
A mess. Once again, Oh, wait a minute. This is a great question. You know what? Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
No, wait, hold on. Wait, do you want me to hold on? Because I got the paperwork. Hold on.
Wait a minute, because I might have a little something here. I might have a little here tell. I might have a little something here. Might have a little something. Let me see.
This how we do it on our side. Let me make sure I'm not putting too much information out there. But yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me see something right quick.
You have to send it because.
No. I'm gonna see if it'll work from here.
This is what the attorneys sent.
What's my next course of action?
Yeah, if you want to fill out the complaint form, just put your information, the attorney in question's information, and most importantly, sign the perjury statement at the bottom. You can send that back to us with maybe a small narrative of the situation at hand, or for instance, what you were just describing to me. And if you have any evidence that's below 25 pages, definitely send that over to us as well. And we'll send that up to where the attorneys that we have on staff, they'll take a review of it, kind of see if it does constitute misconduct, and then they'll pass it on from there.
Okay, so what's my next step? Where do I get this information or the filing page?
See?
Altogether, that's going to be floridabar.org/complaint.
Okay, and usually how long does it take a response? Okay, I'm just saying.
No, you on it. And as you know, I've been on it. I'm just showing y'all this is actual a letter we sent to Miss, at the time. And she was running from this, certified mail, running from it. I mean, she received it though via email.
Oh, Paddington. She's very dangerous. Because at this point in time.
So if it is a little bit more egregious.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Go ahead. While you getting it together, but people, that is why.
Okay, because at this point in time, like I said,
we might have to take a little bit more time in regards to our investigation. So it can't take a matter of months in regards to our evaluation process.
Okay, because at this point in time, like I said, she's been suspended for 75 days. I don't think she should make it off of that suspension and be able to continue practicing law. I do believe she's a very dangerous character. And I believe that a lot of what she did was to derail due process in a federal case.
Yeah, I would just make sure that, again...
A sad measure of endeavor indeed.
Oops. It's just wild to me because she was sitting around bragging. Like when I heard her on the phone with the knot, I said, what is she doing messing around with all of these disreputable YouTubers? But I tell you one thing. Ariel Elise. See, I got that bar association number right here, darling. 125-714. That's a Florida Bar Association number. 125714. We on it. Oh, Lord. They done kicked him out again? We done lost him again. Send him back. Send him back. How did I get the name Paddington? Oh, I'll show you. How did I come up with the name Paddington Bear? Well, see, for those of y'all who know, you know, but for those of you who don't, let's switch it up a little. Let's switch up the landscape a little bit. Sure.
They keep on messing with my feed. What's up?
I know. They keep playing with it.
I know what I got to do.
If you can see, you know, when she was over there on News Nation and she was reporting to TMZ, apparently she got him on speed dial. When she did that, she kept wearing that Burberry stuff, and so I started calling her Paddington Bear. That became my little, yeah, she was wearing Burberry all the time. So I started calling her Paddington. Sure did. Ariel Paddington. My God, yeah, that's where that came from. That child's a mess. The Burberry clown. Oh, Patty girl. Woo! Honey, who you telling? Who you telling? So anyway, back to this.
Yeah, I guess they're not going to keep messing up with my feed on my Mac. It's good now, but I'll just log in.
What are you talking about?
To
Burbar.
It's weird.
What's going on? I need you with your tools. I need you with your tools.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
They tripping.
Mm-hmm.
They tripping. We'll can back up if they start acting right. For crying out loud. They do too much. They always be hating. Her and that big old booger bear. Courtney Burgess. Man, do you remember all of them over there at Atwood? That was a mess. And what did I say? What did I keep saying? I kept saying it and I kept saying it and I kept saying it. They got too many frauds over here. I kept saying it and saying it. Y'all done caught me with my readers on. I kept saying it. I kept saying it. I kept saying it. There's too many frauds over there. Somebody call her the Timu Meghan Markle. I'm done. I'm over it. I don't know if Meghan Markle would be on her Instagram the way this thirst bucket is. Because this thirst bucket boy, she be over there doing the most. She don't act like an attorney, I'll tell you that. Not at all. But you know, she wanna act like she's Sharon Stone. And spread it. She look like a bust down though. She act like a bust down. That ain't my fault. Thank you, Humble Waters. So anywho's in. Should we start connecting greater dots?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, there are 3 pivotal points of interest that I think we need to hip the people to just a little bit.
Yeah.
not long ago in a conversation we had with Jonathan Haye. And I want everybody to understand this. Our support of Jonathan Haye has been nothing but sincere and genuine from day one. We have always tried our best to be supportive to him. And when he first came to the internet, fall of 2024, we were suspicious. We were. Y'all know I got a policy about people that I don't trust until you earn my trust. I protect myself with as much evidence as I possibly can. And what I will say is this. There wasn't a lot of trust in the very beginning with Jonathan Haye. So understand when I tell you, for those of y'all who know me, you know what I got. Now, the simple fact that I haven't shared what I have only goes to prove that I was really trying my best to have faith in someone that I believed was potentially in danger and potentially a victim. See, I didn't know anything about his John Doe status in his SA case. I knew nothing about that. We never discussed any of that. The only thing we ever discussed was his home invasion, which for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be, I don't know. The last he said anything to us was back in early 2025, and he said that the Kentucky authorities and the DA there were going to be reopening the case and doing investigation because he believed that it's possible that Drake had something to do with those people that came to his house, especially considering about the taunting nature about how he was making fun of very similar details regarding his home invasion robbery that hurt him and his daughter in a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anytime somebody is adamant about a wrong detail, it gives me pause. Should I share the wrong detail that gave me pause regarding Mr. Haye?
Sure.
You think it would be stupid of me to do, or do you think we can do it now?
Go ahead. If you think so, go ahead.
You know, when Jonathan Haye first approached us, we bumped into him online, just like with big homie CC. He tells the story that that we met on Tisa Tells. But that's not true. I was never on Tisa's show. And I'm really not a Tisa fan or supporter. Matter of fact, I stopped watching Tisa broadcast once I realized how full of shit she was, the way she handled that whole interaction between Natanya Rubin and Little Rod. The first time we engaged with Jonathan Haye, it was through the Messy Sweet Spot. See, he was on the Messy Sweet Spot saying that I had been talking about him in my real life interviews. Said that I was bringing up his name, and he was talking about me and said, I don't know Jaguar Wright, and she keeps talking about me in interviews. And I said, I've never spoken about him before. Who is this guy? And that's when we went over there to Messy Sweet Spot, and I told him to get at us. We could talk offline. And he reached out. Post haste. He didn't take long. But it's very interesting.
Jag, I think I got his number. I think I remember. He was over there.
Well, yeah, because I think we spoke because it was Messy.
It was together. Messy. But I ended up getting his
number.
Oh yeah,
he left his number in the back chat, and you called him.
No, I don't know if it was in the back chat.
No,
I called him. I'm telling you how I acquired the number. I don't think it was that way.
That's where we met him.
I'm saying, yeah, that's where we met him. But I got his number from another way.
See, there we go. Because listen to me, this is real rap. I don't got people's phone numbers in my phone no more. I don't keep people's phone numbers. That's why when big homie Lux Boy, Powder Puff Donut Man, when he started lying, saying that he had me all in his call log, that's why I was able to be so easily debunked. And we wasn't tripping about it because his number has never been in my phone, and I have never called him from my phone number. More importantly than that, we can get the phone bill. And the phone bill will show. I've never called him, and he's never called me. See, we handle our communication in a very specific manner.
Exactly. For this reason.
So please forgive me if I'm wrong about how the initial conversation happened with Jonathan Haye. I wouldn't know. It didn't happen in my phone.
But he did pull up to Messy Sweet Spot and said
That's
all
where
that.
we
And
met.
I got his number. I'm not saying how I got his number, but I got his number. Mind you, he's a publicist, so it's not difficult.
And not only that, if anyone wants to refute any of what we're saying, there is a actual digital record that can prove time and date when we first spoke. Mm-hmm. There is an active transcript of everything that was discussed. And one of the things that was discussed was why he would assume that I was talking about him, because I was talking about Evan Rogers, who discovered Rihanna. Never a publicist or a producer. Evan Rogers is a producer, but Evan Rogers is not Jonathan Haye. Now, I thought one or two things back then. Either he could be mistaken because he has a lot of information going on in his head, and it's a very, very, very tricky time, and he's speaking out against some very, very, very rough people, or he's just getting things confused or jumbling things on purpose because he's trying to find a way to ingratiate himself with me. I chose to believe the former and not the latter. So, long and short of it, fun little facts. Fast forward, we find out about Jonathan Haye's John Doe status. He comes out of his John Doe status for a civil lawsuit and decides that he's going to be a criminal. I was so grateful that we knew nothing about it. I didn't want anybody saying that I was trying to, pull strings or make him a puppet or have anyone think that he was one of the 3 witnesses that I said that I've been keeping safe for all of this time who are ready to come forward. I wanted that to be very clear. So, yes. So, anyway, long and short, I'm sorry I started reading comments. Come to find out, as we were speaking to him, we told Jonathan, we were very clear with Jonathan that though we support him, I thought it was best for me to take a back seat and to be just a supporter and a friend in real life rather than online. I made it very clear that I didn't want to ingratiate myself or bring myself close to his case in any way because there were personal attachments. CJ was added to the case, and CJ was a part of it. I thought it was appropriate for me to have anything to do with it, especially considering that we're looking to find a way to sue any. But if anything I could do to advocate for him where it didn't or put undue stress, we've already been through so much.
Okay, so now your audio is messing up. I thought it was probably my end, my internet. Drop down, come back. That's probably what you got to do. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, mine's is cool now. Now they're, okay, there we go. Okay, go ahead.
Are we there?
Yeah, you good.
No, because I was just circling.
Again, you know what this is. I got to go ahead and get that VPN, You were just glitching for the last minute or so, audio wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. Like I was saying, this man and this woman, they were supposed to be helping survivors. And guess when they showed up in Jonathan Haye's life? Somewhere around fall 2024 when we met him. Matter of fact, Jonathan Haye said that they showed up right after he met us. And understand this, when we met Jonathan Haye, he was about to do an interview, or so he said, with Tasha K.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he was supposed to be doing an interview with Tasha K, just like Tammy was supposed to have been doing an interview with Tasha K.
Yeah.
And y'all see how that Tammy thing turned out.
Yeah.
We told Jonathan Haye that we thought it would be a bad idea for him to take his story over there because she would set him up for his story to be discredited, and then nobody would ever believe anything that he had to say. And that's when we introduced him to the blue couch.
Yep.
can y'all ever get the real on what happened with Tammy?
Maybe we'll do a Patreon about that. How about that?
We can do a Patreon about it. We're not going to discuss it here on YouTube because it's not worth it.
It's too much, but I got a whole lot of behind the scenes stuff too. We can make it a date. That's what we'll do.
It's still glitching.
No, I'm good. You're good.
My God. Yeah, we'll do Where Are They Now?
Exactly. That'd be a good one. Where Are They Now on Patreon?
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, awesome.
Means I got a monitor over here too. But yeah.
So long and short of it, this man and woman came along and they were offering Jonathan Haye help and support. And guess what? He accepted their help and support. Guess how they paid him? Guess how they gave Jonathan Haye money? Come on, I'm going to give you guys some guesses. What form of currency do you think they gave Jonathan Haye money in?
Bitcoin.
Bingo! They started asking him all about his case and asking how could they help and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo and yada, 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 and so on and so forth. It got really interesting there. And guess what? They had ties to Alki from Shakya, where we read y'all the Ariel Mitchell interview from.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
It's a deeper rabbit hole than people want to believe, man.
Isn't that something? So let's just make sure that everybody is, who is Tammy? Tammy's a victim in more ways than one. We're not going to give it too much shine or credit, but anyone who is a member or a subscriber over at the Jaguar Wright show,
you know.
You know.
Yeah.
And for those who are interested in getting, the full wrap up on what happened with the Tammy situation, we're going to do a Where Are They Now on Patreon. We'll schedule it, let everybody know. And for those of you who are asking who she is, I suggest you just come over.
Get on over to the Jaguar Wright show.
Really that curious, then you can watch. Well, the people that are asking are actually at the Jaguar Wright show right now. So you can check it out there. And if you want to know how it ended, just come on over. Make sure you get over on Patreon and be there for the Where Are They Now? So anyway, salute San Francisco in the building. So anyway, we just dropped a lot of information here. A lot of information here. Thank you so much, Grumpy. So we're connecting dots. We're pulling it together, right? So how about you give us like a little summation on everything that we've connected to this point? Oh, I'm sorry. There's something else going on in the back job.
No. Yeah. You know I get calls all the dang on time. That was our good buddy. So I'll catch you up. But we're good. Go ahead.
So no, because honestly, there's a lot of information where we are right now. And we're giving backstory and context, and so I was
Plot
thinking
A, plot B, all that, you know.
So here, oh, a lot like that, Mary, a lot like that.
Yeah.
So, anywho's, September 2024 was when Diddy was officially arrested. And as you guys remember, as we actively went over, especially after The Reckoning came out, that opening scene with him on the phone talking to his attorneys about how he needed to get ahead of the story. They needed to get control of the narrative. They needed comms. They needed a defense attack. They needed the dirtiest of the dirty in media that knew how to specialize in propaganda.
Yeah. He said that.
And misinformation.
He said it.
Yeah, he was talking to his lawyer that don't want to talk to him no more. The guy that said he was going to be at Madison Square Garden cheering him on as soon as he got out. The guy that said he believed in him. Mark Agner, fuck around and find out. Oh, honey, TMZ was just one layer. YouTube, in my opinion, was another.
Yeah.
And then there were other entities that were working it all the way through, including the attorneys. Yes. Because the attorneys were a very important part of the disinformation chain, because they were the ones that were doing the press releases and running out to the public. Now, we already know Alex Spiro, he spent more time on the news during that season than he ever had for the most part in his entire career. He even came out and did a whole PowerPoint breakup between the Jigga Man and the Diddler. Sure did. Which did what? Made it hard for the authorities to consider Sean Carter as a co-defendant in that RICO, because if they were never friends and didn't have friendly association, then he could not be considered.
Can't time anything.
Well, can't easily tie him to anything.
Well, that's what I'm.
Because in a RICO, what they usually do is go to your closest known associates.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are y'all following? In my opinion, that breakup was staged so that the law could legitimately not consider Mr. Carter a known associate.
Right.
Or a usual suspect.
Right.
Even though there's a whole video of Diddy praising the Jigga Man as his fixer, as his brother, as the person that he runs to
the only other person that can call him Sean, right?
The only other person other than his mama that can call him Sean. But brothers. Yeah. Yeah. So now let's be clear. A lot of things popped up as soon as Diddy got arrested in 2024. Jonathan Haye popped up. Big homie CC popped up. Ariel Mitchell Kid popped up. Courtney Burgess popped up. Adria English popped up. Lamisha Fuller popped up. Chris Todd popped up. Are y'all following me? All of these people who came, just like I said, out of nowhere, like Russian Sputniks, and became these huge figures, garnering millions of views, which was doing what for anybody who could potentially be on that jury Diddy trial?
Tampering the witness pool or the jury pool.
Poisoning the jury pool early in advance. That ridiculous Kim Porter book that was allowed to make it to the market when they stopped Albie Shores from coming out right before Diddy's sentencing, so none of what he had to say in it could be taken into consideration. Yep. It's like whack-a-mole, whack-a-troll. We need a plan. We need the dirtiest of the dirty in media who understands propaganda.
Yeah. And this is why Jaguar has the legal defense fund. I don't think y'all think it's a joke, or well, at least not y'all. We do have people out there in media that think it's a joke. This ain't no game. I don't think people really get it. This whole thing. We've already pretty much gotten down to the bottom of it. It's really just about paperwork. It's really about investigators. It's really about legal counsel.
An investigation. Now I want y'all to understand. What also popped up at that time, though it didn't happen on the forefront, in the backdrop, is this man and this woman who were tied to and associated with Alki. Because as far as we understand and believe, allegedly, the very same woman and man who were running this advocacy for survivors, who were passing out the Bitcoin, who gave money to Jonathan Haye, they were the same people we were talking to who offered us Bitcoin as well.
Yep.
Now I'm about to say something that's probably going to hurt some people's feelings. But I really don't care. Because at this point in time, I'm sick and tired of protecting everybody else, and nobody tries to protect us. Jonathan Haye told us that those people started insinuating themselves into his case. And he also told us that they put him on the phone with Lamisha Fuller. And Lamisha Fuller said that she had seen him and knew him, and she saw him wigged out and passed out and all of that at that mansion in Dallas. Now understand this. This is the same mansion that is being reported that Ariel Mitchell kid was at in Dallas.
Yep.
Y'all following us?
You're talking about conspiracy.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're picking up what we're putting down. Put a 2 in the chat if we need to lay it better.
Because we just gave you guys the tip of the iceberg when it just comes to conspiracy. Rachel said we need to. Okay. Y'all not following this? Well, most of the people are following. They get it. Y'all get it.
So then let's tie it together real quick.
Do it.
You do it.
Oh, no. If you want me to do it, you say what?
Barbara Martinez says she a little confused. We have a few people that's a little confused with it.
I'll see. I always get on you about kicking the chair. I'll mess around and kick the chair on this one because in order for it to really make sense, I kind of want to say how these people wanted you involved with this Ariel thing, but maybe we'll save that. You remember, right?
What I do remember, huh? There was a what?
An offer.
An offer. Are you talking about when these people who we had already spoken to on WhatsApp told Jonathan Haye that they wanted to meet with me?
Mm-hmm.
And they offered me immunity, civil immunity.
And they offered something else, but we'll wait to expose that. Immunity for what though? That was
and
the
I
whole.
said immunity for what? What do I need immunity for? So, for those who are confused, let's put this together. What we are trying to tell all of you is that there was a conspiracy plot to end all conspiracy plots to make sure that if the diddler was actually forced to go to trial after he had been arrested, that by the time he made it there, that the public would be so confused because of the propaganda campaign and the conspiracy plot that they laid out in front of the entire world to the tune of hundreds of millions of views.
Boom.
That it was easy for the defense of the diddler to be able to confuse a jury into a not guilty verdict. Welcome, Truth Only.
Truth
Welcome.
Only. Appreciate you. Yeah, and this is not all. This is not conspiracy theory or what they say, the whole conspiracy.
No, these are
story,
facts.
whatever. This is real.
These are facts.
The public who's been following along, y'all can peep it. It's not nothing we're making up. It's not nothing we pulling out of thin air, pulling out our ass. We're just gonna hold back on hella details, but trust and believe. It's the reason why we're moving the way we move. And yeah, the story is very elaborate. Very intricate.
And by the way, for anybody who is a sleuth or have a background in investigation, while we're putting the defense fund together, until we can get the exact kind of investigative team that we need, we are inviting all sleuths to come through and to help us lay this thing out.
Yeah.
Just like Diddy said, why do you think Mark Agnew fuck around and find out, don't want to have nothing to do with him after that popped up? Because the truth is, all of them should lose their license. All of them should not be able to practice law. After what we believe they have allegedly staged and pulled off.
Yeah.
Think about it. Ariel Mitchell kid, the first time she really came popping up. She started doing her little quick media tour in September, and then the next thing you know, boom, she was sitting on panel with Pierce Morgan. Me, Vlad, and Pierce Morgan.
Yep.
Then she started showing up over at Sean Atwood. Then she put me in a lawsuit in February. And her goofy ass was so sloppy that she didn't even bother to check and make sure that I was actually able to have done it.
Let me tell y'all something else.
This woman, and I'm going to say this right now. And I'm going to put it all out on Front Street. The Jane Doe and the John Doe that fingered me and put me and Drewski and Big Homie CC and Odell Beckham Jr., it was told to us by Jonathan Haye that these Bitcoin people are the Jane Doe and John Doe.
And that's likely who this is, for real. Yeah.
We also have a little bit of knowledge on their background and who they are, but we're not going to say that here. Because the truth is, considering who we believe to know they are in real life, there's absolutely no way that any credible attorneys would have used them or any of their testimony in a lawsuit of this magnitude for something like this.
Not when one of them has been on the vexatious litigants list.
One of them has filed so many crappy lawsuits that they're not even allowed to file lawsuits anymore.
Yeah, he or she is on the list. Yeah.
And understand this. After they gave their testimony to Sean R. Perez and Ariel Elise Mitchell Kidd to put us in that lawsuit, they dropped them as clients off record a week later.
Right after.
So they were good enough to get their testimony against somebody like me, to put us in an explosive lawsuit like this, attaching us and linking us to Diddy, trying to make me one of the bad guys because I was one of the big voices speaking against the bad guys and an advocate for the victims who had not come forward yet. This was done with malicious intent. There's no getting around that. There's no getting around that at all.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Just so the people know how deep it gets.
Yeah.
So when I got word that this whole plot to basically discredit you, and they included you in his lawsuit, and you said, oh, well, what are the dates? I said the dates. You're like, oh, I was in jail at that time. I got folks, boots on the ground, that handle business in Chicago, went to get the actual paperwork. Right, Jag?
Mm-hmm.
Went and got the actual paperwork. So, conventionally, you could fax or even email. And I was like, no, we want the actual paperwork. Had them mail it to me. We never got that mail. Now, we ended up getting it another way because, you got to just be unconventional when you do things. But yeah, we never got that official right when we wanted it. Yeah. We never got it like how we wanted it. And I'm letting y'all know.
Allegedly stole the paperwork out of the mail.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because it was around that time that our address had been doxed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Investigations, all that. We own it. Trust me.
Yes. The Jane Doe and the John Doe are connected to Lamisha Fuller because they put Jonathan Haye on the phone with Lamisha Fuller. Allegedly, it scared the crap out of him, and he told us all about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is why legal defense is needed. That, the people running around here saying whatever. It's a plot that, yeah. And you guys know I'm a documentarian. So what do? Document, research. This thing here, yeah. I think in 100 years when the whole story is out, man.
Jonathan Haye told us that Lamisha Fuller came to him and tried to convince him that she was at that mansion and saw him at that mansion, no different than she tried to convince everyone over on Sean Atwood that she was in my car with me and I was her Lyft driver.
The cold part about it, these people had to have been paying attention to everything you said and been taking notes like a nerdy student in the front seat of the class listening to the professor, because they knew about it, everything involving in and around you. But they're not that good. I'll say it like that. They're not that good.
Allegedly, the John Doe has ties to Michael Jackson somehow. Allegedly. So I want y'all to understand this. Making me look crazy, calling me a drug addict, saying that I am obsessed with celebrities, saying that I'm a big liar and I can't be trusted and can't be. All of that was done. If you look at everything that they did, starting from September, starting from Pierce Morgan, Ariel Mitchell Kid was there, Vlad was there.
Yeah.
Pierce was there. All trying to line me up to make me look like I was crazy, except for Ariel Mitchell, who came in at the end and kind of tried to play advocate for me to a certain extent, trying to make it look like, she was attacking Vlad and she was standing up for the black woman a little bit. But she did say, it's called Jaguar derangement syndrome. I agree. But she did say that the things that I was saying were libelous and I should seek legal counsel as soon as possible.
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting. Next thing you know, we're invited to come and sit and talk with Sean Atwood over on the Atwood panel. And all of these phonies start showing up. They tried to attach Adria English to us. That didn't work. They tried to attach Lamisha Fuller to us. That didn't work. They tried to attach Allie Carter to us. That didn't work. Allie Carter started attacking me, even though I had never said her name, never acknowledged her, and wanted nothing to do with whatever she had going on. All of that happened at the same time.
Yeah.
And then when that didn't work, and I got awarded with the Defender of Freedom Award, all of a sudden, just like Big Homie CC said back in fall of 2024 when we met up with him, I was going to be in a lawsuit. And guess what? I ended up in a lawsuit. Except for I couldn't have done it because I was tucked away in jail. See? Then, when that didn't work, all of a sudden, I'm being sued by Brian McKnight. And all of this comes out right before Diddy's trial was supposed to kick off so that they would have an excuse to talk about me and talk about me and talk about me and talk about me. For a case that they filed that had already passed the statute of limitations, so it wasn't even going to make it through. They was using it for clout to have a reason to be able to attack and come after my name. Do y'all see where this is going? From September 24 to September 25, It was a nonstop attack of my character, my reputation, and my credibility for an entire year. Yeah, and I got PTSD for an entire year. And then the next thing you know, Diddy finally got sentenced. And then all of a sudden, they don't want to be Ashley Parham lawyer no more. They wanted to get away from that case like a fart in a crowded room.
Left Ashley hanging out to dry.
And that case got dismissed December of last year. The Brian McKnight case, which was so big, and Brian McKnight's going to get Jaguar. He's going to get Jaguar. He's going to get Jaguar with a case that passed the statute of limitations. He's going to get Jag. He's going to get Jag. And that was dismissed last year as well.
And guess who?
How convenient.
Guess which attorney was attached to that Brian McKnight situation? Y'all want to guess? Y'all want to guess? In fact, here, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Look. You see the name at the top? Y'all see the name at the top? It says Sean R. Perez, Nevada bar number, right? Same attorney that assisted with Brian McKnight. Let me pull that up real quick. Hold on. Same attorney.
What's wild now is I agree with that. I would call it sloppy too. But what's wild is now all of a sudden Jonathan's case is moving forward. And all of the witnesses that could bring relevant testimony to his case, who were involved in that Dallas mansion, that it was alleged that Ariel Mitchell kid was out there clienteling, doing all kinds of weird stuff. They're all dropping dead. Before his case goes to trial.
How about this? I'm looking for actually. I think it is right here. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Damn it. Think I should show this? Hold on.
You want to know what's crazy? Did I not call all this shit out back in the fall of 2024? Did I not call it all out? Big homie CC, he all tied up in it too.
Maybe I'll flash this for a second.
They are going to put you. You are getting sued. You are going to be in a lawsuit.
Here's the attorney, and he basically stated, he stated what he stated. This is right after the declaration. This is right after you responded, and this is his response to removing from the lawsuit. And he said no, essentially.
Now, what's interesting is if I pull up, let me get my readers for this. Let me get my old ladies special. One day I'll get some sexy glasses, but right now, my old lady specials will do. What's really interesting is if you look at violations when it comes to bar rules, false statements, fraud, and misrepresentation. And this is one of the offenses that Ariel Mitchell is right now currently being suspended for. Oh, you got some readers on too, Papa? Oh, no, I'm tripping. It says here, section 6.1, false statements, fraud, and misrepresentation. Suspension. Suspension is appropriate when a lawyer knows that false statements or documents are being submitted in court, or that material information is improperly being withheld and takes no remedial action. Let me read that one more time. I'll take 200 for this barman, Alex, I guess. Let me read that one more time. This is a violation as per the Florida Bar Association rules. False statements, fraud, and misrepresentation. Suspension is appropriate when a lawyer knows that false statements or documents are being submitted to the court, or that material information is improperly being withheld and takes no remedial action. Wolf, could you do us a favor? Could you please pull up the exhibit of my paperwork from Chicago for my incarceration while I was waiting to face trial?
Sure. Give me 1 second. Apologies. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, hold on. It's not in the PDF. That's why.
Well, thank God we shouldn't have to get it out of PDF.
Right. And I have to make sure it was protected.
See, we don't talk. I mean, we do talk, but we do a lot more than talk.
And there it is, official, signed, sealed, all that good stuff.
Now, all of this has been presented. Ariel Mitchell and Sean R. Perez knows that that paperwork all exists. By Bar Association standards, this is not only misrepresentation. Not only did they use clients, that were disreputable and take their testimony and put it in an actual lawsuit that went into PACER, that went into court record. But when they were alerted, Ariel Mitchell actually had the audacity to have a conversation with a very not reputable YouTuber when it came into question that I was incarcerated at the time of this. And she said, "Oh, no, 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 no. I checked. She was out of jail." That's how messy she is. That's how goofy she is. I was booked out so that I could be transferred to Chicago. She looked at my book out from Dallas, and that was enough for them to run with this goofy ass story. By Florida Bar Association. She had the evidence available to know that there was no way I could have committed the crime that she accused me of. Remedial action would have been to immediately go to the court and amend the amendment and remove me post haste.
Exactly.
Shawn Perez was so cocky, he told us to go take a flying leap off a short pier and to impale ourselves on a very large oblong object and spin, figuratively speaking. But what's really disgusting about all of this is that allegedly it's Mr. Carter that was running this whole operation from the jump on behalf of not only buying some grace just in case he got convicted of something, but to save the industry so that everybody could go back to work and get back to making money. And wouldn't nobody think the wiser of everything that they had just pulled off. The crazy part about it is, when it comes to the matter of Jonathan Haye, considering everybody's dropping like flies around his case, and he's not, it can only mean two things. Either God has him and is holding him as safe and tight as he's holding me, or he's part of this shit. It would suck. Like, honestly, like, I don't want to consider it. But if we're doing pure speculation, it would suck if he went through with another phony lawsuit like they did with Ashley Parham, just so that they could line up all of the witnesses. And because they're testifying for him in his case, he has the right to go and find out where they are, to have them serve with subpoenas to show up in court, which means that they can get addresses, they can get phone numbers. And then if he was a part of this, technically his lawsuit would be the tracking device so that they could get rid of all the witnesses.
Because essentially them trying to include you in suits that goes for the Brian McKnight, which, you know, he was way out of pocket, and the Ashley Parham, they were essentially just trying to track you, along with other legal stuff that, you know, I got record of where people were putting false legal stuff on you and just basically trying to track you. That's essentially what that was.
Anytime somebody's trying to have you served, especially if the lawsuit is frivolous, they're not trying to serve you. They're trying to legitimately track you down. And then once that address is done, the lawyer can take it and turn it over to whatever hitman or whatever hit squad that they got
And
there,
boom.
and
Yep.
then boom.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, people. It's
Like
that
that's
real.
scary.
It's that real though.
Look at what happened with the Ashley Parham case. We went over the Ashley Parham case here together on the Jaguar Wright effect. There was so much about that case that seemed very screwy, but guess what? Whoever they had attached to that lawsuit, they would legally and legitimately have a reason to be able to track them down so they could have them served, to give people the chance to be able to go after them, to give the media a chance to exploit and expose them, to do all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then look, Diddy finally got sentenced, and all of a sudden, her case isn't special anymore. It's not important anymore.
Let's and like I said, they just expect people not to handle up on the injustice. Nah. We ain't letting that go.
If all of the witnesses in Jonathan's case are deceased, his case might very likely fall flat and not be prosecuted. They've been doing a lot of investigation on this case. They've been taking a long time to investigate on this case. They keep it under investigation. It's moving forward. It's under investigation. It's moving forward. But yet no charges have been postponed. And if all of the witnesses are unalived, maybe the DA decides not to indict. There's no witnesses.
No witness, no case.
No face, no case. Ain't nobody thinking about that. But meanwhile, because there's an open lawsuit, it gives the right for lawyers to be able to subpoena and find where people are and all of this. Like, I mean, if all of these people are witnesses, why didn't they get rid of them before Diddy made it through his trial? But it's so much more convenient to make sure, just in case there's an appeal. See, that these witnesses don't get in the way of that, or he worked with Diddy and he worked with Jay-Z.
Both of them.
Like I said, there's only two things that make sense at this time. Jonathan Haye's life is in grave danger, and the only reason he's still alive and not dropping with the rest of these witnesses is because God is keeping him in his very loving arms and protecting him, no different than he protects me. Or Jonathan Haye just decided to help the industry out by being the next Ashley Parham so that they could use his case to track down all of the witnesses that could testify to all of the terrible things that was happening at that mansion in Dallas and use his case to get rid of everyone. Put a 3 in the chat if this sounds like we're full of shit. Put a 4 in the chat if it sounds like we're cooking with gas. 3 in the chat if we capping, 4 in the chat if it sounds like we cooking with gas. If Ariel Mitchell can be used to derail Diddy cases, why can't Jonathan's case be used to take out witnesses? I'm just saying. I pray. Listen to me. I pray he's one of me and not one of them. But I think it would be a little naive at this point in time with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
For
Be
us
naive
to
to assume.
consider this as a possibility. Because considering all that was going on and everybody that's dropping like flies around that place in Dallas, that would probably make him one of the luckiest motherfuckers of all time.
Yeah.
Cause they're getting to everybody else. And the last I seen, he ain't got no security detail. Shit, even we don't go outside without security. When I go outside, I have security. Yeah, he doesn't want to settle. He wants to see criminal litigation. And guess what? Let me show you the other side of that pancake. If he pushes it for criminal litigation and this case falls flat and the LA District Attorney's Office throws the whole thing out, that makes it 10 times harder for any other case that might be real to be filed after that.
Yeah.
Just like with the Ashley Parham case for the civil cases, because her case is fucking up Anna Kane's case. And now Little Rod's case is probably going to be dismissed. And that's fucked up because Jonathan told us that he's the one that fucking hooked up Little Rod with Tyrone Blackburn. And now Tyrone Blackburn is looking like the male Ariel Mitchell. So what the fuck does that mean? Because Jonathan Haye is the one that fucking, and it's so crazy because what was it that we heard? Little Rod didn't want to do it, but somebody convinced him to get on the phone with Tyrone Blackburn, and Tyrone Blackburn convinced him to go forward with the case. Jonathan's the one that told us he's the one that introduced that put Rod with Blackburn.
Hmm.
And all of this stopped at Rico and them SEX moving around, teleporting charges because of all of this stuff that they pulled off. Who says that they don't see it? Maybe it's just easier for them not to.
I think when it comes to law officials, just like we're gonna get to, I say within the next couple of weeks, we're gonna get into some real stuff in regards to judges and prosecutors and law officials knowingly setting up stuff. We're gonna get into that real soon. Jag, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, you
Well, maybe they just stay out of the way.
You just went yeah.
What happened?
Your camera went off. That's all. I was just like,
Oh yeah, I turned it off right quick. It
Got
says,
it. Got it.
Jack, exactly. Southern District tried to lay out Rico jurors were too jaded and tainted Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm just doing something right now that don't need to be seen on camera.
Handle your business. It's all good. We're gonna get on to the next topic, or we're gonna keep on going on this because you. I see why you wanted to go here first. I get it.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, let's move on. I think we put enough on people's head.
Oh,
Next
you gave
order.
a whole lot, a
Okay.
whole lot, a whole lot. Um, I mean, I don't think, in all honesty, the Jay-Z interview fallout. Do we want to talk about that, or we just want to talk about that briefly? Because in all honesty, the way I'm looking at just this whole situation, everyone knows about the GQ article that Jay-Z had, and I don't think everybody's too excited about that interview. Um, and then you going on you going on. Let me see something real quick because I'm actually gonna go to a site and I kind of want to say a few things because obviously we're gonna clip this up. Okay, you got you add okay, good. You added that. That's cool. Um, maybe I'll add this too. Okay.
I got one thing that I want to say to the Jane Doe and the John Doe, Ariel and Sean.
So they didn't say the feet left. Come on, Rob. Come on, Rob.
Suckers. My father taught me all about intelligence and counterintelligence. Y'all niggas is crazy. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
You can
So where are we at?
again.
You say what?
Off and try again, again and again.
The consensus about this interview, for the most part, the internet really not feeling it. They're really not feeling it. And you got people out here that says that Jay-Z meant well, but his personality cast him as some of the most arrogant people in hip-hop history. I mean, he's a good rapper, but in person interviews, he's demeaning, standoffish, and it's amplified because he doesn't care if you take offense. And a lot of people have been rubbed the wrong way. Some people they've stated they've never heard Jay-Z really speak outside of even rapping, and they listened to this interview and they were kind of just like, wow, okay, this is the
he's so out of touch. He is so out of touch. And what's even worse than that is that he doesn't even sound that intelligent.
Yeah.
Like I'm whole. Respectfully, like I'm fucking Jay-Z. Like what do I care? Like you want to know the saddest part about it? What's even worse than that? His wife sounds even dumber when she talks. That's why she hasn't done an interview in forever. I think one of the craziest things that I ever saw, there was an interview that they did about her. No one spoke to her. They spoke to a representative, and the representative told everybody what she thought. How do you do an interview? How do you say you had an interview with Beyonce and you never talked to her? You talked to a representative that told you what she thought.
Yeah, that's not an interview. That sounds like a telephone, Pat, that game telephone, Pat,
That's what Uncle Ron said. Anyway, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting.
No need. It's really, like I said, I think him doing this interview, the timing is just horrible. His timing is horrible. He says that he's not on defense this year. He made mention of him being very angry that he was included in the Diddy lawsuit.
Uncontrollable anger.
This is what he claimed. And he said, all 2025 he was on defense, and now this year he's on offense. But I don't think that landed. I don't think that's. Yeah, just that's going to be incorrect, because I honestly think he's going to have to go back on defense.
I mean, what does offense look like? We saw what defense looked like.
Yeah.
A bunch of people got set up, a bunch of people got lied on, a bunch of propaganda, a bunch of misinformation. What does offense look like?
I'm curious to see what that offense looks like too. What blows me though, for real, is two things. The fact that he said he had never hurt anyone on his, on his way up. He says that he has never hurt anyone, and I know you addressed it in the real life interview, and I said, let me get his exact words. He said, "I didn't get here taking advantage of people." That's exactly what he said. I didn't get here taking advantage of people. But let's go back to your history, and I think we can go over some unknown. Not even I'm gonna say unknown. I'll just say not known, not as much known.
Sweetheart, did you see the way I ran up over there on real life talking about that?
Yeah. You went on over there and handed him his ass, and it was hilarious.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's like you said, no one. I didn't get here taking advantage of people. Really?
No one.
Well, first off, you allegedly sold drugs. So if you sell drugs, in all honesty, that's a very predatory way of being a capitalist, I would say.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
You're not doing the Lord's work. You're not putting people in an advantage situation. You are taking advantage of people when you sell drugs. So if he'd have said, I pumped gas and I sold lemonade and I sold, even if he said he sold weed, he'd get a little bit of a pass. But he sold drugs. And then let's move up to the situation with the Colin Kaepernick. He took advantage of Colin Kaepernick's situation to get a job within the NFL. And then he told other entertainers, I was told he told Jermaine Dupri, like, look, they're going to offer you, because the position that Rock Nation has with the halftime show, being over the whole halftime show, initially they were looking at, talking to Jermaine Dupri about that. And Jay pulled Jermaine Dupri to the side and said, "Nah, bro, we're going to stand in solidarity. Don't take the position because woo." And he used that situation to get him and his cronies and his company ingratiated with the NFL, and he's
do you know what that's
now
like?
Over the halftime show.
Do you know what that's like?
What's that
That's
like?
like you saying to me, sweetheart, they only got one more ribeye steak left on the menu. I'm gonna order it before it's done. And I say, oh my God, babe, I forgot. I gotta check on the post. Can you go out to the car and get my phone for me, please? And you say, all right, honey, I'll go do it. And while you go, the waiter come, listen to me. I want the ribeye. And then you come back, and then they say they ain't got no more ribeye, and you forced to order like chicken Alfredo, and then when the plates come out, they put the steak in front of me.
Right. But again, he said he didn't get to where he's at taking advantage of people.
Wait.
Now, can I ask you this? What do you think of his? Go ahead.
Go ahead and ask me.
What do you think of his commentary about the elements of hip hop?
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, he brushed off breaking, the element of breaking. Number one, the element of breaking, and let's not even just say breaking. We'll say breaking, dance, movement. Let's just say that. When it comes to hip hop, the West Coast, primarily LA, primarily a brother from LA Trade Tech, Don Campbell, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
In 1969, he's the first person to start with that element, because everything didn't just all come at one. There's 9 elements, y'all. He mentioned 4, and he said something about there's only 4, but there's 9 elements. We'll go there. I'm gonna break it all down. What are the 9 elements? But he essentially disregarded the first movement. Everything starts with a movement. Really, everything starts with the word. But movement, you can't do anything, you can't go anywhere without moving. He said breaking, that's on the Olympics, and that's a global thing. We don't really control that anymore. He's just shown that he's just out of touch with hip hop, where you can come over here to East LA and see a lot of b-boys still getting down, getting busy, go to certain places like the Jabberwockies. They got
the simple fact that he said because they got it in the Olympics, so it don't count for hip hop anymore, is probably the most insulting thing that he could ever say about hip hop. Because what that means is that hip hop and hip hop culture was so strong, it was able to penetrate the Olympics and to be acknowledged on a global level.
Right.
That's not a takeaway from hip hop. That's a thank you, hip hop.
Yeah. See, the thing is he looks at everything as like a capitalist, I'd say, for sure. Because if he was able to capitalize off of breakers like he's able to capitalize off of rappers in DJs or whatever, then yeah, he would include that in an element of hip hop. But for those who don't know,
the elements of hip hop are only the things that line his pockets.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and see, I see why he didn't participate in any of the 50th anniversary, anything that was going on with the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
He don't know nothing about it.
Yo, I know. Like, I give props to LL. Yeah, at least LL is somebody that's still in the culture, still trying to keep it, going, and he does what he do. LL's great. Now, for someone to come from the culture, but to be so out of touch, and then for him to say battling should not be a part of the culture, something's really wrong with him. Number one, he's known, he goes down in infamy for being someone involved in one of the greatest battles in hip hop, Nas versus Jay-Z. It's one of the greatest. To me, the greatest diss record ever
is Ether.
Was No Vaseline. No. For me, I'm sorry. You speaking for me or for you? You say
no.
Ether.
I'm saying in his sector of the battle rapping lane. Like, to me, Like it was supposed to be ether. Was supposed to be.
I'm saying No Vaseline, the greatest diss record ever, because it's just it's crazy. But
No Vaseline,
let's go
that's
to ether.
classic though. No,
but, right.
It's classic.
I'm just talking about hip hop. I'm talking about hip hop in general. For him to say battling should not be a part of the culture, it shows how out of touch he is. Imagine if Busy B didn't, if Kool Moe Dee didn't step to Busy B, we'd still be rapping like, like we wouldn't, you know, Kool Moe Dee came with a whole different, you know, get down. I'm saying, so for him to say battling shouldn't be a part of hip hop, I'm like, bro, what part of the game? That's like, yeah, man, you know, being a grown ass man and just telling a little boy, all right, I don't lift weights, man. Just go get you a gun. like it's like, no, battling is a part of the culture. Battling is the culture. You know, there's all you always it's come on. You can't run from a battle. I'm sorry, you shouldn't. But apparently, and like I said, his contribution to the culture being attached to one of the biggest battles, because that Ether and Takeover, that was crazy. That was crazy. Because, you know, that when you talk about Takeover and Ether, yeah. Ether, Takeover.
Listen to me.
Come on, y'all.
Ether was so cold, even he had to have Amir include Ether in the beat while he was so-called doing his little diss moment to Nas on Unplugged. Are you forgetting that part?
He did. The Takeover, breaks over. Yeah, I remember that. No, you're right. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's how cold it was that they had to include it. And it's so funny because Amir was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be hot. And I'm just like, that's how vain this nigga is, that he even had to use that track to exalt himself.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of wild.
Yeah. So for him to go and, you know, I get it, as you get older, you know, your perspective changes, but see, he's an old man in hip hop. Don't get it twisted. If he coming with another album, I really don't know who he's going to connect with, who he's going, you know, who's his targeted audience. Like, cause I think the rest of hip hop has moved on. Even people like I'm not listening to no Jay-Z. I'm sorry. I don't even listen to Jay-Z now.
I don't listen to his records now. Matter of fact, the only stuff that I listen to that he's on, the only stuff that I would listen to that he's on is the stuff with Ye.
Probably. That's probably it. You're right.
Every now and then I would pull up a Reasonable Doubt, like a couple of Reasonable Doubt tracks. But outside of that, like, you heard me. It's all right. Holla back. You can bounce if you want to bounce. Roll if you want to ball. But see,
Brooklyn's Finest, I'll listen to that.
But Brooklyn's the funny thing is all of those songs, for the most part, were written by Philly rappers.
Okay.
So it makes sense that I would like lean to that, because like, I mean, he was the only New York rapper that constantly kept spitting Philly lingo. Like, why would somebody from Brooklyn only be using Philly slang in his records? That doesn't make any sense.
Nah. But yeah, he's way off base. Like I said, he's an old man, and he's talking about battling shouldn't be a part of the culture like that, simply because of the fact that the trolls, the internet trolls, took it to a whole different level when it came to that battle between Kendrick and Drake. And
if you take away battling, that's like putting hip hop on life support.
Battling in every part of battling goes tandem with every element within the culture.
Now, we grew up in street corner ciphers. Street corner ciphers was nothing but preparation for battling.
Yeah. Now let me say this real quick before we move on, because
I wonder how Remy Ma feels about that, considering she invested I don't know how many years of her life into rap battle leagues.
Battle raps, yeah. But every element, every 9 elements, every 9 portions of hip hop, there's some type of battle involved. So first off, the one that he disregarded, dance or breaking, that's an element. Then we got emceeing. That's an element. Obviously, well, let's go back to dance. Even the young cats back then when they were crumping and all that, and just like you're battling. You a lot of times you're battling. You're not just doing it by yourself. Same thing with emceeing. If you want to get better, iron sharpens iron. You're gonna battle. Like me and the homies, we be rapping against each other, but we low key kind of sparring against each other. It's like, oh, I like those inflections. I like your breath control. Oh, wait, what you say? It ain't about just what you say. It's about how you animate your style. It's a lot to it. So you're battling with emceeing. Then let's get into the other elements. We got graffiti.
I'm still not understanding. I'm still not understanding how he missed fashion, but yeah.
Well, let me go there. Hold on, God, let me get there. Graffiti, you're battling. Because, even out here in LA, Shaka, and he was the biggest, and Hex. Shout out to Hex. And I appreciate Nas for doing that one song called Writers. And that's the only guy that I know that has dedicated a dope ass song to the graph side of hip hop, graffiti, writers, Hex murder. No, yeah, Hex.
I was a fan of Samo.
Hex was a big guy out here in LA. Yeah. Shout out to him. Shaka.
And Samo was the graffiti king of New York.
Yeah. There were battles there. Okay.
Samo.
So I said,
you want to know what's funny? Most people don't even know who Samo is.
Well,
but they know exactly who he is.
Why?
Because Samo, his birth name is Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Oh, okay. There we go.
You didn't know that?
No. I didn't know that his name was that in hip hop. No, I didn't know
that's why he grabbed on, he clout chased on to the Jean-Michel Basquiat brand. Not only that, but because of the dark magic side as well.
Got it.
But Samo is Jean-Michel Basquiat. That was what he went by. Jay-Z wasn't interested in anything about Samo. Yes, and he was also very, 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 very hummus and Peter sexuals. Very much so. His relationship, so-called best friendship with Andy Warhol, was what it was. And it was Andy Warhol that took him away from the purity of street art and brought him over to pop culture, high fashion art. The collection that Jean-Michel Basquiat and Andy Warhol did together was epic and legendary. And it wasn't until New York City declared Samo street art as part of the historical foundation of New York, and all of his tags, like whatever he has tagged, bingo, you get a cookie. But
makes sense.
Whatever building Samo tagged on, it has been declared a historical preservation society worthy, and so they're not allowed to tear any of those buildings down. Yeah, Samo. I'll never forget the first time I was in New York, because I used to tag back in the day, and like most of the buildings that I tagged on, have already been demolished in Philadelphia. But I did a little tagging in Brooklyn, and I did a little tagging in um, Manhattan. And I'm telling you right now, I'll never forget the first time I ran across a same old tag down by Alphabet, I believe down by Alphabet City, and I went and I traced it. I had some paper in my bag and a pencil, and I traced it. And I was like, oh.
All right, well, we can't hear you. You went out. You traced it, you went
out. I know. I said I traced it, and then I found out that Samuel was into witchcraft. And that's when I decided against putting any of his tags on my body.
Yeah, it's never a good thing to run with anything that someone threw out there. There's a whole lot of occultism that sometimes people don't really catch on until later. Putting stuff on your body, you'll attract that energy.
The Carters bought a couple of pieces of the work, which they were instructed, or should I say, they were advised to do by their advisor, allegedly Marina Abramovich. And the reason why is because the canvases that they have been rumored to actually have his liquid DNA that came fresh out of his veins in the paint on the canvases.
Okay.
And now out.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, she is in the spirit cooking. She's in the bodily fluids, so I could see why she would think that those pieces would be awesome. But yeah,
it makes sense. Makes sense.
I used to want to get his paintings until I found out. And man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. People really don't know. Like when Jean-Michel Basquiat was at his real low period, and he was down there tagging and doing all kinds of stuff to make a couple of bucks and get high. He was sucking a lot of stuff off and taking a lot of stuff to make it okay. That's why he got involved in that relationship with that white woman. Yeah. Say to the rhythm. Anyways, you were saying?
Yeah, I was bringing up the elements of hip hop.
Yes.
And that's interesting that you mentioned that, but there's still an element of battling there. You want to be the best of the best when it comes to, I tried tagging back in 87, 88 with my brother, and I sucked. So I was like, I ain't, you know what I mean? But
salute to Banksy.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the other element. So I said dance or breaking, and then I said emceeing, and then I got into graph writing, and then we'll get into DJing as well. DJing or production now, DJing. If you're DJ, there's always DJ battles. Y'all remember that movie Juice? What was what was Omar Epps' character doing? That was the main that was the whole thing surrounding that film, was a DJ battle. Then we got you could say the fifth element. In my opinion, the fifth element is knowledge, but you could, some people will say beatboxing, which is that's still a thing, but you can kind of tie that in with production or or DJing, but it's really different. So it's really not DJing or production, but beatboxing is one. Then we get into knowledge. I'll say on that level, when it comes to knowledge, there's always a battle with knowledge as far as, just coming with the right and correct information, but that's not really a battle element, but it is, you kind of want to do better than what you did. You battle against yourself in that knowledge realm, that element. Then you got language. There's really no battling in that element. because these are more like the esoteric elements. The the 4 main elements were what I said, and now we get into knowledge, which is 5, and then we get into language, 6, and then we can get into fashion, 7. There could be some components of a battle there too, because you had Carl Kanai on the West Coast, and then you had Cross Colors. I remember that. That's an example of the fashion side of hip hop, and then even tying in entrepreneurism, because entrepreneurism is big in hip hop. A lot of us are just straight up entrepreneurs in what it is that we do, and it's a good thing with the culture to be an entrepreneur.
People like Master P going platinum out of his trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
he
yeah,
made it possible for the average guy from the neighborhood to be able to see and create generational wealth from his own fingertips and mind.
Yeah. So Jay-Z was very incorrect when it came to those elements. There's more than 4. There's more than 4 elements, and yeah, battling is essential in most of them.
You want to know what's funny? The 5 that he left out are the ones that encourage independent ownership and leadership.
Yep, exactly. The surface level dummies will look at what he said, and they don't. A lot of people only know there's like 4 or 5 elements. That's all. I went on Twitter and was like, no, in actuality, it's 9, y'all, and I broke them all down. So yeah, this guy, Jay-Z, the takeaway that I have from this GQ interview is he is completely out of touch with the culture, with real culture, because there's certain things you just don't fix your mouth and say. And that b-boying, how he came at that right there pissed a lot of people off. And it's like, come on, man, how I don't know.
Because he was never a b-boy.
No, I don't think he was ever in a culture like that.
No,
I don't.
He was
so.
around
I don't
it.
think so.
He was watching it. He was monitoring and learning how to control it,
like an agent would.
Yeah.
People that came up that I remember people coming up in the culture. Whether you were, like I did a documentary again. Y'all check it out. It's called Set in the West: The Genesis of LA Hip Hop, and I pretty much highlighted what was going on out here in LA during the time where the East Coast claimed to have discovered hip hop or created hip hop. And I talked about the rivalry that happened between this group of DJs, a set of DJs. You had some guys in Compton called the World Class Wrecking Crew, and you had some guys in LA, Inglewood, called Uncle Jam's Army. And that feud made the West Coast what it is today. But then what got things really moving, though, is a guy named Don Campbell, who passed away, who created a dance called the Campbell Lock, and it was called locking. If you guys remember Rerun from What's Happening in the early 70s, he was part of the Lockers, a group of dancers called the Lockers. And that movement, it made its way to Soul Train. And this is before hip hop, 1973, when they say hip hop was hip hop. The father of hip hop DJing is who, Jag? Who's the father of hip hop when it comes to, the DJ? Who DJ'd that first party?
Don't ask me. You the smart one.
No, you. What are you talking about? You sit over here dropping gems about Basquiat and his connection to hip hop. You don't know who the father is?
Now's your turn.
No, I'm asking you. You don't know who the father of hip hop is? You heard of Kool Herc? Yeah, Kool Herc, right?
Mm-hmm.
The party that happened was at 1530 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx, right? 1973, August 11th. He's the father of hip hop. He got everything going, started that. His dancers called the Nigga Twins. He had a group of dancers called the Nigga. They'll tell you, oh, we learned how to do our thing by watching Soul Train, a guy named Don Campbell on Soul Train. So if hip hop started on that date, 1973, in New York, Cool Herc's dancers will tell you, oh, we learned from a guy. We learned how to move and groove and dance and start our thing by this guy. So what does that tell you? All it tells me is history, like Napoleon said, history is a group of lies agreed upon. But that's a whole nother conversation.
You know what it tells me? It tells me that hip hop is a spiritual consciousness.
Indeed.
That rose up in one country from many different areas and then became a thing that is undeniable. You know, I always said to people that hip hop was the promised land. It really is. I don't know who can claim who started hip hop or where it began.
Africa.
What I do know is that it is a revival of a spiritual awakening in consciousness.
Exactly.
Because if it wasn't, there's no reason why the government would have wanted to seize control of it and turn it into something negative so that they could profit off of it.
Exactly. You know, you're right. It's definitely something that they're threatened by when they talk about, like, let me break it down, y'all. This country is very fortunate to have God's people here, or I'll say, certain people that have a certain spirit, certain creativity. Look at Russia. Now, you guys know Russia. There were a bunch of, what do you call those people? Like, let's say the Russian blacks or whatever, right? But when you get into this century, you really don't have, Russia doesn't really have soul like that. They don't believe in God because the USSR was essentially communist, atheist. And when you start moving away from God or eliminating God, you get what you get. You get destruction. And in '89, the USSR fell. This country had a movement called hip hop, and the people here were, hip hop is, the voice of the people, and it was a freedom of expression. It's art. It's beautiful. It's always been beautiful. And they saw this and they said, oh, like you said, Jag, got to get control of this. Can't let this thing get out of hand. And here we are today. And we got Jigga, who's supposed to be the head of hip hop. Anyway.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Devotion Orange. I'm not saying that the Russians don't believe in Christianity. I'm not saying that. Listen to what I'm saying, though. In this country, there's always reference to God. There's reference to, even in the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God. There's reference to, some most high, greater spirit. Russia, their government, I'll say that, their government, they didn't really embrace God or anything like that. That's just facts.
In my opinion, our government be pump faking on God.
Well, that's what I was about to get to as well. I think after, I can't even say when, but God definitely left the building with this government.
When they took prayer out of the schools, it was all downhill from there.
In the 70s, yep. In the 70s, there we go. In the 70s. How about that? When Nixon was the beginning of for this country. In fact, Nixon is the one that told Donald Trump, you will be president. Interesting. Anyway.
I mean, it is coming into Sabbath, so it's kind of interesting that you're having this conversation right now, but it makes sense.
I mean, hip hop to me though is like
hip hop is a spiritual thing, which is why it is disgusting what they've turned it into. And when you see the debauchery, and when you see the hedonism, and when you see the greed, like they literally turn the spirit and the presence of hip hop into the 7 deadly sins on heroin. And that's crazy. It's crazy. But somebody said, yo, they infiltrated Chat GPT. Look, they infiltrate everything, G.
Who infiltrated it?
I don't know who they is, but I believe it. So,
give a shout out.
Where are we at now?
God's Southern lady. She's been sending you some messages on Patreon, Jag, that you got to read. So yeah, people, if you are a Patreon member, you can go on over there and maybe ask a question or something like that. You get all kind of people hitting Jag up or whatever. So yeah.
Yo, man, it's been a hell of a week.
It's been a lot.
It's been a hell of a week.
It's been a lot.
And this interview was probably one of the biggest failed distractions of this decade.
It backfired so bad on them, though. That's the killer part.
Yeah, but it backfired so bad that it still was an effective distraction because people were so busy looking at the way it tanked and choked that it missed the Ariel Mitchell thing. Mm-hmm. It missed, like
the Block, his trial with Jack Dorsey and Block. They're gonna go in next year, May of 2027.
Finally on the books. Like there's so many things that aren't being discussed because of this interview, whether it's because of the interview itself or because of the way it failed. That's all people are talking about. Mm-hmm. And then in the meantime, in between time, all the little crazy little spin-off distractions. Like I want to make a public statement, and you know what? Let me cam up for this.
Go ahead.
Okay. So every time there's about to be a big moment in pop culture in some way for what I call the Schluminati, I experience an overwhelming surge of online attention.
Yeah.
Uninvited and unwanted. Mm-hmm. And anytime things become negative for the Jigga Man or for the Diddler, I experience like an influx of hate. I get unnecessary messages from, wait a minute, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Southern Lake, what did they say? Chat GPT refused to corroborate Jag's story with Derek Lee Cordell Smith. Really?
Oh, some things will change soon. Don't worry about that.
Wow.
Don't worry about that. There's some big things coming there. Somebody mentioned MC Hammer.
You want to know what's even funnier though? How much time they put into putting their corrections into the internet to fight me. Like,
yeah.
It's so weird. Like, it's so weird. It's weird being like, they all pretend like they don't care, but they're so worried about everything that I say and everything that I do. And that's not me being cocky. Like, there are times when we'll be talking, right? And I'll say to you, am I tripping? Or are they low key, you know what I mean, at me? Like, I really don't be trying to make this shit about me in any way, shape, or form. And but see, that's what they want. And not only that, if I say stuff like that, then it's, oh, you think too much of yourself. Nobody cares about you. Nobody's worried about you. Whoopty-whoopty-woo, yada, yada, yada. And that would work to a certain extent, except for this one thing. My mother wasn't the most intelligent woman in the world, but she had keen common sense. And my father was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But my mother, she had keen common sense. And that's because she spent a lot of time listening to people that were more intelligent than her and applying it and putting it, you know, to work for her in her life. And, you know, that's how she made it through. God bless her soul. And she always used to say when I was younger, people don't talk about nothing if they're talking about you. It's because you're something. If they can't stop talking about you, it's because you're everything.
Bars.
And so when I look and I see all of these people trying to convince the world I'm irrelevant. Oh, she's this, she's that, she's not this, she's not that. Like the simple fact that MSN did a report about my GoFundMe. From regurgitated bullshit, from a bunch of weirdo bloggers that stalked me. Like, we've gotten to that point now in the world where real reporters don't do real reporting anymore. They just look and see what's trending on social media, and they don't care if it's real. They don't care if it's true. They run with it because it's a hot story, and because they want to make sure that people are looking at their pages or whatever the case may be. Because at this point in time now, traditional media is competing with social media.
Yeah.
And social media is getting at the world a lot faster than traditional media. So it's kind of crazy. So next week, I have a bunch of different like news outlets that I have to reach out to, because at this point in time, I'm going to start demanding retractions. Because people are just lying. And they're just lying because it's easy to lie. But if I'm such a nobody, why are people always talking about me? Like, even when you think about all of these weirdo trolls that show up at Real Life, or that show up in my comments, or that are, you know, harassing and threatening and this, that, and the third, and so on and so forth. How do you have that much time to think about a nobody? Like, how is, before I get up, brush my teeth, or even have a cup of coffee, I got a bunch of hate in my mentions? Like, Instagram, it's insane. Like, this week, it's been insane. But a lot of people tend to forget that Mr. Carter has an ownership stake in Instagram. Like, it's funny. The places where I experience the most Rock Nation hate are the places where he has an ownership stake. We get hate on Cash App. That's right. He's on the board of the Block Corporation, which owns Cash App. So, of course, someone that's my enemy is going to make sure that my money gets messed with all the time on an app where he actually has a controlling say and stake. Instagram. They got ownership stake in that. Of course, they're gonna come at me. You think they like the fact that I got almost 400,000 subscribers? And mind you, when I go live now, like 5 to 10,000 people used to show up on a regular, and now I'm lucky if they'll let me even get to 1,000 people. Matter of fact, if I get to it, like if I log on and 1,000 to 1,500 people show up, next thing you know, my numbers drop all the way down to 250 now.
They start glitching.
That makes sense. It makes sense that I get suppressed as much as I do on YouTube, because the man that mentored him, Leor Cohen, still sits in an executive position here at this company. You know, so it's like when it gets to the point where you're operating in spaces where you easily excel and your enemy, your sworn enemy, has a controlling stake in it, duh. That's the only thing that came back from the 80s that I'll even repeat, because I swear to God, I don't know why they brought back For Sure. Like, why did For Sure come back? For sure. I mean, like, for sure. For sure. Like, oh my God, I hated that so much in the 80s. People said For Sure all the time. It made me, I was just so disgusted. I couldn't wait for it to be over. And now it's back. It's back like bell bottoms. And I'm like I'm noted everywhere. For sure. For sure. Like, for sure. Like, are you kidding me?
For sure. For sure.
No, for sure. For sure. For sure. Now, for sure, I rock with For Sure. But for sure. For sure. For sure. Like, stop. As if, oh God, that was 90s. That was the 90s for sure. Like, I don't want As If to come back. I don't want As If to come back. I don't.
As if.
I don't want that to come back. Bell bottoms can come back. So yeah, I say all that to say, do me a favor. Don't sweat me. If you really, like, there's no way in the world after all of these years I should be bumping through the algorithm and hear people talking about, oh yeah, I thought we were all getting together to hate on Jag today. Like, I still shouldn't be hearing that. If I'm as irrelevant as people say that I am, if I'm such a non-factor, then talking about me shouldn't be a priority at all. Like that sector that called themselves, I'm glad that they're saying that they're just the Black T sector and the Section 8 sector. I'm glad that they're saying that now. And I want them to stick to it, even though there are still people hashtagging my name. There are still people saying the Jaguar Wright sector, and then some people are saying the right sector, and some people are saying the JW sector. No, let it go. Let it go. If I am that irrelevant, if I am that pointless, and I am that crazy, then you should really stop talking about it. Like, for instance, y'all don't hear me harping and talking about Krishan Rock like that. You don't. You don't. Want to know why? Because I think that child is sick and she needs help. And every time I've seen her content or watched her content, my IQ feels, it cries for brain games. Like, when I think about all of the weirdos that clung to us and then were separated from us, I don't even talk about them.
They talk about you. They talk about you.
Talking about me. And I'm telling you something right now. When it gets to the point where people are talking about stuff that happened 3 years ago, and I haven't spoken to you in 3 years, had anything to do with you in 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, and for some people even 6 years, like, if you're still talking about me, there's something wrong with you. And the only thing that you're proving is that your world doesn't exist without me. That makes me your God. And I'm telling you right now, God is a jealous God. He does not like when you worship other people. I'm going to tell y'all right now, you need to stop worshiping me. You need to stop talking about me. But what I would ask everybody who's members here and everyone who's, supporters here, as it stands right now, the channel Trevor Green here on YouTube, it is now living up to terrorist status. It is. What's happening now with that channel is absolute and complete terrorism. And considering that it's the name of someone who essayed me back in 2009, that means the entire existence of that screen name is literally to mentally torture me in some way. So I'm asking everyone who supports me. This is the first time that I've ever asked. But please report that channel for terrorism and hateful and abusive content, harassment, bullying, misinformation. Please. I actually filed a report the other day. And I'm asking my community. It's really time to report that channel up out of here. And it's wild because what I will say is the other day, right before the real life interview started, it started at 1 p.m. There was a content creator from that, oh, sweetheart, it's not snitching if you're reporting bad behavior in this app, things that shouldn't happen. That's just called reporting. It's not called snitching. So if you really feel that way, get the fuck up off my channel. How about that? Like I was saying, there was a content creator that was in the middle of one of their hateful broadcasts. And just as the notifications were going out for the real life interview, that person abruptly said that they had something that they had to do, that they forgot about, that they had to get off, and they literally ended their stream while people were still talking. And I was monitoring the real life chat for the video. And as soon as that ended, they ended theirs, Trevor Green showed up in the comments at their bullshit. What are the odds? Put a 5 in the chat if you think that that was like a coincidence, or put a 6 in the chat if you think that that's potentially Trevor Green. Put a 5 in the chat if you think it was a coincidence. Put a 6 in the chat if you think that that was Trevor Green. What I will say is, I see a lot of 6s. I see more 6s than I see 5s. What I will say is the person whose channel that was that shut it down, and then the next thing you know, Trevor Green showed up over at Real Life, is someone who's been stalking me for 6 years, and someone who was heavily insistent upon staying connected to me and trying to terrorize me. And they're also attached to Tasha K. He was all in the comments, like he was working a part-time job. And what I can tell you is the person, this content creator that shut their live down, is known for impersonating other people on this app. Matter of fact, everyone that they've considered opposition to them, they've actually created screen names with like these people's actual family members' names, their mom's names, their dad's names, their brother's names, like anyone that this person can find out about who's legitimately, and then they go into other people's chats and they say really offensive things in the names of their loved one. So once again, Trevor Green, just Green, Trevor, Trevor, please, if you truly support me and you truly care about my mental health not being inflamed and triggered in any way, please go and report that channel that bears the name of someone who essayed me, raped me, and held me hostage at gunpoint back in 2009, right after my father passed away. I think it's time for this community. Please, I would appreciate that, because the truth is with enough reports, that channel can be shut down, and that channel needs to be shut down. It's been operating now for almost a year and a half, and it shouldn't be allowed, especially considering that it's impersonating a rapist. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Wolfgang Amadeus, do you have anything else to say?
No. Someone asked, will I get back to the conspiracy theory talk and the beats, the lo-fi beat, or well, I don't call them lo-fi beats. I say the traditional boom bap beats that I got thousands of hours of on tape. Yeah, of course. I'll probably drop that, once a week. I just got to make it a thing. It's members only now, but I was telling everybody stories about just my hip hop, adventures and coming up and just all type, and then just, things about the industry, primarily TMZ. Yeah, I'll get back over there and do that. Maybe y'all will catch it sometime next week for sure. So for sure.
That's awesome. I'm glad that people like that.
For sure.
Did you actually say that?
For sure.
Send him 2-3 years doggy style and forget.
Send him 2-3 years doggy style and forget.
I'm done. I can't with you. All right, well, it's been cool, guys. It's been fun. I think we covered everything that we were going to cover, right?
No.
Oh, there's more? What else?
No. Maybe we can pick it up tomorrow. We'll try to do let's try to do a mobile and see if it'll work.
Well, we'll
see.
see
Do it that way.
Yeah.
because
I was thinking maybe
Diddy
members
home,
only. I don't
Diddy's,
know.
yeah, maybe members only. Yeah, we could do that. Diddy's son home, house invasion, and then Google and Facebook or Meta lost that social media trial, which something needs to be talked about.
Or maybe we should just do that over at Set in the West.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, when do you want to do it? You'll schedule it, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe an hour or two. We'll see. Yeah, I think an hour. Let's do it. Let's just.
How do you guys feel about that? Are you guys game to take a field trip to Shabbat Shalom? Take a field trip over to Set in the West and finish what we didn't get a chance to talk about. Put a 7 in the chat if y'all want us to do a continuation of all that we didn't get to on Set in the West.
So yeah, if so, just give me an hour or so. We'll get on it. Oh, that's the wrong intro. Outro. There we go.
All right. I'm seeing yeses. I'm seeing 7.
Yeah,
so
we'll okay. About an hour or so then. That's what we'll do.
All right. Well, y'all, I'd say be looking for us probably in an hour and a half, maybe something like that.
Yeah. In fact, I'll set it up. I'll have the beats ready. I'll have the beats. People, this was one of the beats that everybody was I was going crazy over this one.
What?
Can you tell me where this sample came from? Is that some Aaliyah? I was trying to figure out where they sampled. These my boys did this.
Can you turn it up? For whatever reason, that sounds like chili to me.
TLC?
That's what it sounds
you
like.
Think that's TLC? In fact, I'm finna send this over to one man and be like, dude, where'd you get this sample from?
It's kind of sounding like it sounds like a TLC line to me.
I got an idea. I think I know it. I'm gonna run it.
I think that's chili.
It might be. That's kind of sick though. Yeah. Somebody said I got some real gumbo on the stove. And thank you, Truth Only. She's a member of your channel, my channel. So yeah.
Salute.
Appreciate it. But yeah.
Yeah, stay away from that nose gumbo stuff. Stay away from that. Oh no.
So yeah, I'll probably just go over there and play some beats. Maybe that's what we could do.
All right, whatever.
All right.
Beats and knowledge. Knowledge and beats.
There we go. Yep.
Hey. Don't be talking about what I do. Don't be talking about where I be. Don't be talking about what you see. Don't be talking about me.
Hands up. Yeah. Okay. All right. We done. We'll be back though. I guess Set in the West. I'm gonna set it up. We'll make it happen.
All right. Indeed. And please, guys, report the terrorist. The best Sabbath miracle that I could get would be for that channel to be taken down. That would be the best thing. For real. Because if it's who I think it is, this person has been trying to find a way to not only terrorize me, but make money off of me because they're mad that I got rid of them. Yeah, real spiteful. But anybody who would spend time pretending to be a rapist,
sick,
just to grift off of somebody's name, nah. Oh, A Reed, we're about to do a field trip in like an hour and a half over at Set in the West, and you already know whether you here with us the whole way or just replay gang. You'll get it all. All right, guys. See you soon.
Go ahead.
Peace. There we go.